Winner by major decision from Olivet, Garrett Cleveland. Next exhibition is at 157 pounds for Olivet, a freshman from West Bloom, Konorski. And for your Alma Scott, Texas, Richie Scroggins.
Ski.
Winner by pinfall. 3 minutes and 49 seconds from Olivet, Liam Konarski. Up at 165 pounds for Olivet, a junior from Sterling Heights, Frank Mercurio, and for your Alma Scots, a freshman from Newberry, Alexander Henry. Wellington Center in the Art Smith Arena for tonight's wrestling match between Olivet College and your College Scots. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please stand for the playing of our national. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's introductions at 125 pounds for Olivet, a sophomore from Ionia, Cameron Melich, and for your other Scots, a sophomore from East Temple, Austin Wick-Zorik. At 133 pounds for Olivet, a freshman from Montrose, Reese Wallace, and for your other Scots, a sophomore from Clio, Chase Beecher. At 141 pounds for Olivet, a sophomore from Grand Ledge, Andrew Castaneda. And for your own Scots, a junior from Brooklyn, Brendan Ladd. At 149 pounds for Olivet, a junior from Dundee, Drew Mandel. And for your own Scots, a junior from Whitehall, Zack Cooper. At 157 pounds for Olivet, a sophomore from New Lowbrook, Cole Hirsch. And for your own Scots, a freshman from St. Louis, Jace Keeman. At 165 pounds for Olivet, a senior from Anchor Bay, Tyler Grimsley. And for your Alma Scots, a sophomore from Waterford, Mott, Eric Ungard. At 174 pounds for Olivet, a junior from Walled Lake Central, Hayden Konorski. And for your Alma Scots, a freshman from New Boston, Huron, Lucas Brewer. At 184 pounds for Olivet, a freshman from Roosevelt, Huron Robinson. And for your Alma Scots, a freshman from Huron Northern, Dylan Seaton. At 197 pounds for Olivet, a senior from Battle Creek Lakeview, Jacob Harvey. And for your Alma Scots, a sophomore from Cleveland, Austin Pop. And at 285 pounds for Olivet, a sophomore from Ionia, Trevor Piggott. And for your Alma Scots, a freshman from Traverse City West, Jacob Ransom. And for your coaches, Olivet's coached by Brandon Brissett and assisted by Anna Wilson, Jim Deal, and Jared Ridley. Olivet's coached by Jeremiah Tobias, assisted by Jared Olivet and Fletcher Roberts. Captains, please report to the center of the mat for tonight's toss. Our referee for tonight, Mr. Phil Westheimer. The MIAA and all its members are committed to sportsmanship. No derogatories, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alma, Michigan. Alma College tonight, the Fighting Scots hosting the Olivet Comets. Some Division III wrestling action coming at you here. MIAA conference match. Both teams coming off of wins in conference duels last week, so it should be a pretty competitive and fun matchup tonight. I'm Tommy Baranowski. Thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to tweet me at Blood Round. There's no reason this can't be interactive. Can have some fun with this, but thank you so much for joining it. Great stream here. We're going to have a grand old time. Olivet's going to be red. They are coming out in white singlets, comets on the front. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, red comet means dragon. The Alma Scots have the plaid bottom half of their singlets as they have a little fun with the Scots. Our first match of the evening, Alma sends out Austin Wizarek, who's having a very good season. He is from East Kentwood, over there in the Grand Rapids area. He will face Cameron Malich. Cameron Malich from Ionia, a sophomore. Wizarek also a sophomore. Malich with a pretty good knee brace there on the right side. Don't think that'll change up Wizarek's tactics here, but just interesting of note. Mid-January as we have this duel, so not too uncommon to have guys pretty banged up at this point in the season. A lot of matches at this point. A lot of wear on the tread of the tires. A couple good-looking 125s here. Both guys wrestling dead on straight at this point. No real openings yet. We're a whole minute 10 into the first period. Phil Westheimer, your official tonight. Believe he's out of the Jackson area. Jeremiah Tobias, the head coach for the Alma Scots in his 3rd season. Brandon Brissett in his 10th season at Olivet. Alma in their 5th season, I believe. Coming back from reinstatement after being part of the Title IX cuts when MIAA dropped wrestling as a sponsor sport. They're back sponsoring the sport after 35 years. Olivet never dropped, though. So they are the one MIAA school that never dropped and hung with it. So tradition on their side, but Alma has a pretty good squad, and they're coming off a very nice victory last week as they hosted Adrian. Olivet beat the snot out of Trine last week. And again, not too much an honest attempt so far here in the first period. Probably look for the official to ding someone for stalling here, 2.5 minutes in without much going on, but maybe he'll just let this one play out. There's a shot, no, and he keeps the far arm, Wizarek, and he did get the 2, but he won't get, and he did get the near fall. So pretty quick near fall. Brissett's Olivet coach is pretty upset already, but that'll make it a 4-1 lead as we end the first period. It was just more or less sort of like that Derringer sweep single, keeping the far arm and, you know, showing off some grip strength there. Wizarek did as Malich went to sprawl, he ended up on his back. Ref got 2 swipes. Wizarek selects down here. Nice lift and return there. As riding time starts to tick in his favor, since we didn't have much there, but there's the escape. 5-1 the lead, only 9 seconds of riding time in Olivet's favor. Not much in the way of attempts in the first period from Malich, and after a 4-point move, he's going to have to get on his horse here a little bit because you know, he's basically trailing by 3 takedowns or needs some back points. So this is where you expect him to pick up the pace, but not too much in the way of shots, and you start to wonder about that knee brace, maybe restricting that movement. There was a dead-on shot. Wizarek snaps, looks for the near ankle, doesn't get low enough to get to the ankle, but ends up on the knee. He's pretty spread out. Can he hold on for a stalemate here? The arm of Malich inside there, putting a lot of pressure, and that's going to be 2. And now we're 5-3 with 25 seconds left in the period. But right away winning the hand fight, Wizarek is out again for his second escape of the period. 6-3 the lead. Only 16 seconds of riding time in Olivet's favor in all this. So kind of off of the reshot there, he got his arm. Malic was able to keep his arm in there and able to keep the hip pressure and turn the corner for his takedown. But now you kind of wonder how much he'll attack. Malic selects down. If he can get away, he'll only be trailing by 2 here. And again, that 2-point near fall. Big difference in this match. Wizarek looking to lift and return, not able to get his hips underneath for the lift. There it is, and there's the return. Riding time's now gonna start to go in the favor of Alma with 1:40 left in the match. A lot of pressure on the hands of Malic at this point. Wizarek keeping a high pressure there. Gets to his feet. There's the lift. A little bit close to a stall call there, you could have said, as that was a little bit of unnatural action to bring it out. To his feet again, and there's the good hand control and the escape. Only trailing by 2, 24 seconds is the riding time, so not a factor, or at least not expected to be a factor here as we head into the last minute of the match. 6-4, Wizarek from Alma with the lead. And ooh, there's a little grimace there from Malic as far as that right knee looked to not be as stable as you would like it to be when you're in a 7-minute collegiate wrestling match. And Wizarek probably knows it here because the only time Malic scored was off of his shot, off a Wizarek shot. And there's going to be a stall call for Wizarek. 30 seconds left. But he can take it. Oh, well timed. They didn't give the takedown yet, though. No takedown yet because he only was on the one leg. And they're going to go out of bounds. Tobias was not happy about that one. But he never really covered both legs. I think that's what the official saw from his angle. So he did not go up with the 2. It was a well-timed shot. It was basically a snap, and he used the off balance to take the shot. And that's going to keep the official off of him for stalling, and that's going to be the match. A 6-4 win. Austin Wizarek, another solid win for him as he is having a good season. 3-0 lead for Alma, as he has been a great leadoff hitter here for the conference duels for the Fighting Scots. Reese Wallace comes out to the mat for the Olivet Comets, a freshman from Montrose. Chase Beecher from Clio will be the Alma wrestler. It's a nice win for Wizarek as the latest rankings on January 19th on D3Wrestle.com had Malic as a contender. Not in the top 10, but listed as a contender. So that could help Wizarek turn some heads. Nice little outside shot there from Beecher. These guys staying pretty far away from each other so far. Nice little snap. As I mentioned last week, one of the things I like watching Alma is they look to score from the front headlock. They don't look to just hang out and defend shots. They look to score, as you see Beecher trying to rotate him, trying to get to that leg. And you got to like that about Tobias coach teams. Not much there, and we're going to go out of bounds here. trying to pull him in, but there's not really much that can happen here. And that'll draw a stall call there as Wallace was working to get away. And again, Brissett not very happy. So 0-0. Minute and a half into the match and a stall call against Olivet here. Again, Wallace staying pretty far away. Not sure if he's looking to shoot from out there or looked for a baseball there a little bit. There was sort of a half-hearted attempt. Right now locked up collar and elbow, sort of 1880s style, Abraham Lincoln style. Wallace wisely circling back in after already giving up a stall call there. And again, keeping his distance. He's got to be a little careful. There's still 40 seconds left in the period. I mean, he's really the one not engaging here. He could get hit again. And there's a shot really from sort of a half shot from distance again. No real setup. Maybe just to keep the ref off of him. Maybe he's a mat wrestler who wants to bring this thing to the second period. Beecher gaining ground as we tick down. Oh, another shot from distance, another front headlock situation, but the period's gonna run out on him here. No, wow. A step over there is pretty difficult to pull off, but he nearly did because Wallace sort of got caught on two levels there with the whizzer and nearly ended up on his back, but rolled through before any control. So I was ready to give zero chances there at any points, and he nearly proved me wrong. That's why I'm an old guy sitting in a chair watching wrestling, not actually wrestling myself. Wallace chooses down for Olivet. And winning the hand fight, getting the arm, he gets it back. He's back to his butt again. Wallace not really looking to win. There you go. Now he starts working on the hand. So it just kind of seemed sort of content there. Looking for something. Kind of a bold strategy, Cotton. And he gets to his feet. Beecher thinks about throwing the leg, and now he's just going to have to cut him. 52 seconds of riding time he gained there. That's the first point of the match, so it's 1-0 Wallace. $50 seconds left in the second period. Again, not much in tie-ups here from either wrestler. It's kind of funny. Wallace keeps his distance. Beecher keeps his hands down. Usually you think you got one hand low protecting, one hand up to work for ties. Keeping your hands busy, but you never want both hands up, and you never really want both hands down either. 10 seconds left in the second period. At Dave Jake says 7th season in the new era of Alma Wrestling. Appreciate that. So yes, you can tweet me as far as fact checking goes as well. I was trying to figure that out on the website. I was also sort of looking up. It's been 2 years ago Alma beat Olivet, so Alma does have a win over Olivet since the rebirth. And hand fighting right up to his feet. So it's 1-1, 47 seconds is the differential, so not a factor as of this moment. Remember, Olivet has been warned for stalling. Coach Brissett from Olivet actually pleading for Wallace to get to some tie-ups, to get to some underhooks. Because, again, we have a sizable chasm of distance between the wrestlers. Tough to score from out there. Oh, there's the shot from distance, and now it's a front headlock and a tip and a hip tip. He's gonna give him 2 near fall. So there's another quick 2 and 2 there. So front headlock, taps the far leg, gets to his back, and it's 5-1 Wallace. And this could be a nice little swing match here for the duel that, with 41 seconds left, is going in Olivet's favor. Now an escape and a stall call would just mean 1 takedown could tie it. So 5-1 looks imposing with 40 seconds left, but really not all that insurmountable. There's the escape. No, he doesn't give the escape. He did not give the escape. He drops down, he doesn't lock his hands. And he works up enough to stop the count. 15 seconds left. There's the escape. 5-2 as time ticks down. And that's the end of the match. Reese Wallace. And that'll tie the duel up at 3. So as I was complimenting Coach Tobias in the front headlock work, Reese Wallace hits a beautiful, bounces the front headlock, and before he can recover, hits the far knee, gets him off balance, gets the 4-point move. So Andrew Castaneda comes out to Olivet to take on the All-American Brendan Ladd. Ladd ranked 3rd in the country at this point. And is having another amazing season. Good-sized guy Castaneda is. Castaneda, a sophomore from Grand Ledge, which is the Lansing area, if you will. Ladd, a junior from Ortonville, Brandon, east side of the state, near Detroit. Two good-sized 141s ready to do battle here. Nice slide by. Can he get his hands down for 2? He drops down to both legs and gets 2. And there's the first score of the match. Ladd having a discussion with Coach Tobias on whether to cut him or not, and does. So 2-1 with 2 minutes left in the first. Ladd gaining ground early off the restart. Overtime blocking, and he goes right to the ankle. That was pretty. Castaneda with the overtie, and somehow Ladd just picks that far foot. And there's no doubt about that takedown call. Wrestling coaches like to argue with refs, but no argument there. And again, gaining ground in the middle of the mat, not letting Castaneda get comfortable at all. And again, working on Castaneda's right arm. He likes that lefty baseball. Good job by Castaneda there. Hooking the leg, trying to get in there. Ladd looked for a Merkel, kind of a cheap 2 while he was there. Ooh, Castaneda looking for a fireman and ends up on 2 levels. And Ladd just hips in, gets the takedown, and right into a cross-face cradle. Doesn't have it locked up yet, now does. Looks to go hip to hip. And he's got it, wow. And this is tight, and 35 seconds left. Oh, and Castaneda fights out of it. You gotta appreciate the battle there. But it is 10-2. Right leg comes flying in here. Ladd can transition from position to position quickly. Time ticking down here in the first period. So a 10-2 lead for Alma's Ladd over Castaneda from Olivet. Minute 8 riding time differential at this point. Ladd selects the top position. So he'll go to work again as he's looking for a pin or tech. Looking for that right leg to come in again. Castaneda's got to close down that side. Ladd looking to spiral him to get that right hip open. But right now, Castaneda's sort of balled up. And again, crossface, gets the arm, looking to lock it up. Castaneda wisely ties up the right hand to prevent such a thing from happening. Ladd having a lot of success with that crossface, trapping that far arm. Right now kind of looking for a bundle or a cradle. Slips that right leg in there finally. Bar arm half with the right leg in there. He might just try to slip out the right leg and get out there and run it, but he loses it. Castaneda doing a decent job of surviving. Kind of getting beat on. Sometimes you see refs just ding the bottom guy because the top guy hasn't had any near fall yet this period. A little tough when the bottom guy's getting outclassed, but not exactly a ton of activity here either. Looking for maybe a guillotine here. He looks like he's pretty far away from getting it. Can he wing it? Just sort of has a hammer with the leg in, which kind of tough to run, but that'll tick down the end of the period. Still 10-2. 3 minutes and 8 seconds, the riding time differential. So riding time locked up in Ladd's favor, so it's essentially 11-2. Castaneda selects down, hoping to survive 2 more minutes with maybe just a major instead of a tech or pin. And Ladd's just gonna try to cut him. Castaneda reaches back, grabs the legs, and he's got him trapped, but he's saying he's not 45 degrees. The thing about that is then that's locked hands if he's not in a, because that's, even with a leg, you're around the body there. Again, tough call, and now he's funking over, but nothing there. Watch out for the, now he's looking to run a back bow. Woodhaven, Michigan, I'm supposed to give a shout out to. From Kyle Emery. 53 seconds left in the match here. A lot of surviving here. Could be a big point or two in the duel here. Olivet knew they were the underdogs here for this one. I'm also told Alma has beat Olivet 3 times since they're reinstating. Good to know. So he's going to cut and release him here. 28 seconds left. It's 10-3, but with riding time locked up, it's essentially 11-3. So you'd still get a major here. Castaneda looking to lock around the body. That might not want to do that. There's the double over. Potentially dangerous there as Castaneda tried to slip his arms out. A lot of pressure on the elbow there. Erring on the side of safety is the official. Gotta like that call. Looking for an over-under. Time's gonna tick down though. And so this is an 11-3 survival from Castaneda, but the All-American getting the major. And that'll make it 7-3. A touchdown to a field goal after 3 matches. Alma leading after 3 matches. So Drew Mandel is sent out for Olivet College. He is a junior from Dundee High School. Small school power here in Michigan on the east side of the state. Alma sends out Zack Cooper. Zack Cooper undefeated on the year. A couple years ago was a club national champion and most outstanding wrestler for Grand Valley. And he is a hammer. He had a quick tech fall last week. We're waiting on track wrestling here a little bit. Right now, D3 Wrestle has him ranked 6th. I believe Intermat rankings are basically the coaches poll, and the coaches poll had Cooper up to 2nd. Mandel mentioned, there's 2. Mandel was honorable mention in the January 9th rankings. So he's having a pretty solid year himself. Cooper's nasty on top. Most of these Whitehall guys are. They trap the wrist, they turn, and Cooper has a cliffhanger-like grip strength because he is just relentless there. That's going to be 2 swipes. There's maybe more. He transition. Oh, nope, that'll just be 2. So a quick 4-0 lead and a quick 30 seconds of riding time before we even get to a minute full of wrestling here. There's the cradle, and he doesn't get the count there, though. Gosh. Cooper could just get the pressure forward on guys, too. I mean, he just gets the pressure forward, locks up that cradle, locks up your wrist, and, oh, boy. You got to appreciate the fight there from Mandel, but he was trying to broomstick a little bit there and put Cooper into danger, but Cooper just keeps his hands locked, doesn't panic, gets the 4 near fall, and it's already 8-0. Or 8-0 for you soccer fans. And trying to hip over. Mandel doing a good job, and now he just exposed himself anywhere your head's near your knee with Mr. Cooper here. I would say hanging with Mr. Cooper, but I mean, I'm getting old. I don't think many people would get the reference. But don't hang your head with Mr. Cooper for you elder folks out there like me. Crossface cradle. He's tripoded out pretty good. This might be tough to bring all the way back. Ah, but not when you have grip strength like Mr. Cooper does. Trying to get the knee in there, trying to get the right knee in there. Right now it's more in the small of his back and not in the side, but there's 4 more. And it is 12-0. 22 seconds left. And again a cradle. He's trying to sort of just hit more into him. Mandel's in survival mode at this point. He's just going to sort of hang out here. Maybe he wants the pin more than the tech. But what a first period. Like I said, Mandel mentioned as honorable mention in the rankings. He's no slouch himself, but Cooper right now is just a bad man on a mission. Thank you, Todd W. Hibbs. Appreciate it. First year, Olivet won 49-0. Second year, Alma won 16-15 on criteria, and the rivalry was on. Oh, wow, look at that. There's the 2 takedown. There's the cradle. So we'll have the tech unless there's a pin here. And there won't be a pin. And that'll be a quick tech. Just Mr. Beast mode. And Cooper and Mandel were very friendly during the introductions. As Cooper picks up his headgear, Mandel sort of shakes his head knowing he's outclassed and frustrated as such a thing was able to happen. That's illegal in some states. Nonetheless. It's 12-3 Alma. Cole Hirsch comes out for Olivet here for 157. Cole Hirsch from New Lothrop High School, another small school power. We mentioned Dundee earlier, and New Lothrop right there is one of the top small school programs. We have 4 divisions here in Michigan, if you're listening from out of state, and they are in the smallest of the 4. Jace Keyline comes out, a freshman from St. Louis, which, not that St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis, Michigan, which is a whole 5 minutes from here, so he's always got plenty of fans for the home duels here. Nice little shot. Keyline trying to tie up the ankles and hip, but he's losing ground here. Watch out for danger here. Watch out for danger. Watch out for the knee. And they just keep scrambling. Actually, Keyline comes out with the leg in the bottom here, almost in a Granby or Peterson situation. If he can keep it, he actually has it decently tight. Oh, nice hips, though. And Keyline tries to hip over and throw a leg, but no luck. Cole Hirsch was able to keep his hips back and ends up just sort of floating on top for 2. So a nice little exciting scramble there from the young guys. Kevin Claunch with a hanging with Mr. Cooper GIF. Didn't know there was actually hanging with Mr. Cooper GIFs out there on the old Twitter machine. Again, I'm having fun. I'm trying to keep my Twitter open and call this at the same time. So at Blood Round, we have a weekly podcast, my partner in crime, Kevin and I, and it's okay. But if you like podcasts, and give it a try. Keyline trying to shelf this and get it, and they're going to give it potentially dangerous. They're tough in college. but we don't want to see anyone's knee get blown out either. But 41 seconds of riding time is built up. We still have 1:17 in the first, and actually, they're just going to go ahead and release him. So apparently they didn't really like what was going on there and figured we'd rather use the time to get another takedown, which I don't mind. I think that's good coaching most of the time. There's a nice little righty high crotch, a little posted with the left hand right above the elbow. Righty high crotch, gets in there to the ankle. Now he'll try to work to it. He'll try to circle to his right and get that right arm between the bodies. Keyline knows that. So he tries to come out the back door here. And Hirsch again in a similar situation from earlier where he's got a leg pretty high. He's trying to come out the back door or put himself in danger. There's the 2 count for danger, but doesn't get to 3, and now it's Hirsch in danger. And now basically it's the same situation flipped over. Oh, he hooks it, but it's not really a leg cradle yet because he's not above the elbow with his right, above the shoulder with his right arm, and now that's going to be potentially dangerous. Would have been a nice leg cradle there as he hooked with his left leg, as Keyline hooked with his left leg, but unfortunately the right leg was below the shoulder, not above the shoulder. And that'll do the first period, 2-1. 41 seconds the difference in riding time in Olivet's favor. Keyline will select down. And they'll try to ride him, try to get that 19 seconds after the cutting him in the first period after a restart. Good job by Keyline keeping his hips under him, but here comes the left leg and a breakdown. Left leg, not too much pressure in there yet. Keyline gets both legs in there, and now we'll work to roll out that wrist and get free. But right now that left wrist trapped and a lot of pressure forward. Keyline unable to get his knees underneath him, unable to get the weight off his front hands and forearms. And the ride is up to 1:30 at this point. Left leg comes in again. And now it's just kind of hooked, actually looking back for a back bow. So far, the length of Hirsch with the tight waist and the left wrist has trapped Keyline down there. Keyline trying to catch the left leg on the way in and almost had some success, but almost. And another breakdown and a stalemate here. So not much going on there. Neither guy able to really improve out of the situation, so a stalemate. Maybe a little bit of a warning shot there to the top guy. Like, you do have to improve from there. You can't just float. Big, important restart here for Alma. Can he get away? Can he avoid the leg coming in with 25 seconds left? So an important restart here, an important battle. Get a point rather than getting rid out. And to his feet, nothing there, hand fight. He drops back down though. And again, the length from Hirsch and the forward pressure into a claw ride. There's the roll, but nah, he's not gonna be able to get away. So 2-1, 2 minutes and 41 seconds of riding time here, so. I don't know if, I don't know how long Keyline's gonna try to ride him here, because you would need a lot of riding time and a couple stall calls to tie up this match basically, or some back points, but we'll see. Here's the problem with being on top in the third period when trailing. The bottom guy's not gonna usually do too much, but right as I say that, A little hip heist and a reversal. And he keeps that knee trapped. And there's the back bow that he was looking for earlier. More forward pressure. Olivet coaches are right there to paint by numbers. And this is just tick, tick, tick. Even if he doesn't get back points, it's 4-1. Riding time's locked up. And the clock is ticking towards the end of this match. And what probably was considered a swing match if you injected both coaches full of truth serum before this started. So the back bow didn't work, but we're still going. We're still good left leg pressure above the knee, forward pressure. Keyline unable to really build up much of a base here. And even though Hirsch has not really come close to a turn, not much doing here. We got 20 seconds left in the match. And there's a stalemate. So it's essentially 5-1 with riding time locked up. 14 seconds left. Keyline needs something big. Good restart into a seated situation. Not wanting that leg to come in. That left leg has been coming in on the regular. But he wins the hand fight with that left wrist again. And that'll be the match. So 5-1. Oh, and they are going to take intermission. They didn't take intermission last week, so I'm a little off guard. But we're going to take a 10-minute intermission. Tweet me any questions, comments, concerns, and we'll be right back. wrestling and MIAA. So we're looking at you, Kalamazoo College, Albion, Hope, and Calvin. Get your stuff together. There is an 8th team in the conference, but that is St. Mary's College, which is the sister school of Notre Dame, which is an all-girls school. So I don't think they'll be having wrestling anytime soon. Be nice if they had a women's wrestling program. That'd be pretty sweet. Man, speaking of 90s, though, if you're down with OPP, you know me. Jeez. Going deep into the catalog for this one. I thought my hanging with Mr. Cooper reference was bad. Again, I'm Tommy Baranowski from Blood Round, at Blood Round on Twitter if you want to tweet anything. Comments, questions, concerns. No reason this can't be interactive. You didn't just screw everything up, did you? My guy running the system just dropped his phone on the keyboard, so I was a little worried that, like the Silicon Valley episode when the guy puts the bottle of tequila on the delete key. First of all, this is good tequila. Century-old family stuff here. What's the Trace Comas? Sorry, I'm a goof. Beautiful facilities here in Alma. Got to like both these programs. Guys getting after it, extending their extending their wrestling careers. We're going to come back 165 through heavyweight.
No, just the closest one to you. The closest.
As Alma tries to hold on or expand onto their 6-point lead. Well, the buzzer has gone off for the 10-minute intermission, but Alma's a little late coming back in. Again, Alma will be the singlets in the white and plaid, playing on the whole Scots thing.
Well, this was supposed to be an alumni night. I only got
White with red is Olivet.
They handed me his name, Frank Goodrich, class of 1981.
We're going to come back with 165. I believe it'll be Tyler Grimsley for Olivet. He is listed in the contender rankings. D3 wrestle. Eric Arnegard will be coming out for Alma.
Senior from Anchor Bay, Taylor Grimsley.
Grimsley, a senior, the first senior we've seen tonight from New Baltimore, Anchor Bay High School. Arnegard, a sophomore from Waterford, over in the Detroit area. Waterford Mott.
And for your Alma Scots, a sophomore from Waterford Mott, Eric Arnegard.
Arnegard a lanky 165. Grimsley wrestling from distance so far. Comes into that baseball tie on the left side. Apparently didn't want to be there, though. Switches sort of to a righty underhook. Looking for a slide by is Arnegard. He wisely circles back in rather than give up a stall call. Again, looking for that 2-on-1 baseball tie, Russian tie, whatever you want to call it, on the left side. And then there's the sweep single off of it to the left. So he tied up the left. He swept for the single there. He comes down. He hooks the bottom leg. Looks to poke his head out by pushing on the knee with his left hand. And he slips his right arm out, and that'll be 2. And Grimsley strikes first. And a quick escape. Minute 30 left in the first. Ended up only getting 6 seconds of riding time out of that, out of pretty much just letting him up. Maybe doesn't want to spend too much time on the mat with the lanky Arnegard. And there's a double leg. Gets pretty deep in there. Ooh, they went out of bounds. Action is the call as the double leg natural wrestling action brought him over there. And there's another sweep single to the left. Arnegard trying to get that right hip down, but Grimsley sucking it in all the way in. Steps behind and finishes. Comes into the Navy ride. Can he elevate? He needs to get forward and elevate and hopefully maybe trap a wrist or something to get a cheap tilt, but unable to do it. Goes to let him up, trips him, and then just lets him up anyways. So 4-2 and another double leg and drives. He keeps his feet running. There's the 2 for his 3rd takedown of the match with 27 seconds left in the first period. Grimsley is here to work. 1 on the release, 6-3, so Grimsley feeling confident with his ability to get another takedown here in the last 27 seconds. So far, Arnegard hasn't had an answer, and just a shot and just a impressive way that Grimsley has been able to not get spread out, and he's just been able to bring in the leg and get to a finish. So 8-3 is how we're going to finish the first period. 34 seconds of riding time and all that. Impressive first period by Tyler Grimsley. Arnegard will select down. Again, working on that baseball tie on the left-hand side, and then he had it really, really deep to the point where Arnegard had to make just a Sophie's choice of sort there and give it up or not, and immediately right back in for another takedown. So right now, no answers to the attacks. It's 12-6, and then there's an ankle pick, and he's going to suck this in for 2. Yep, there it is. Watch out for the locked hands there. Nope, he didn't lock. And it's 14-6. Grimsley came here to get takedowns and eat pizza, but he's all out of pizza. No, there's a beautiful double leg, and he's on his back. He's giving up near fall, and he's actually in a pretty dangerous spot here. Ends up in a lateral, reverse headlock here, reverse half. Sorry. Maybe lock up the, maybe lock it up head and shoulder. Now he's just going to try to bury the half. Now that Arnegard had to turn into him. Well, nope. There's the near side cradle, and that's a pin. Dominating performance, and we were talking about bonus points in the intermission. How Alma had done a good job of not giving up any, but there it was. Our first pin of the evening. Grimsley ties up the dual score in 4 minutes and 43 seconds, so it's 12-12 as we head into our last 4 matches. Hayden Konjorski comes out for Olivet. He is a junior from Walled Lake Central over in the Detroit area. Lucas Brewer, a freshman from Belleville, Huron High School. I think some refs would be buttheads and say that he can't wear the tights with the neon green. But we're just going to let this go. A heavily taped left shoulder from Lucas Brewer with a brace underneath the tape. Again, sort of a over Russian tie here from Konjorski. But nothing here yet, and then we're just gonna get a stalemate and get back going. Some loose tape, but I think it'll be okay. You could try instead of a Russian singlet pull for a takedown, you could get a Russian tape pull for a takedown. But right back in on that Russian tie. Trying to tie up that left side. He's trying to step through. He's trying to really open it up. You've seen some guys even do a full 360 spin here to set up a double leg. There's the trip. And nothing yet. He didn't get behind until he got, and there we go. So you got to be careful about your feet when the guy's digging into you like that. And he's lanky too, which helps. Brewer works back to his feet, though, in just 13 seconds, so it's 2-1. Minute 20 left, and now he's working on the other side. And again, looking for that trip. So you think of yourself as a table, and he gets one table leg, and then he just tries to make sure all the weight is going to that leg. There's the trip again. And Brewer's got to be careful to not pressure into him here, because you do that, you open things up too. And he just tried to get past him there. So now, Brewer's got to win the first contact here. Because if you let him win the first contact, he's really good at tying you up. And now he goes back to the left side with it. You see Michik do this a lot from Michigan. Oh, he stepped on the foot. You've seen him there. There's stalling for just backing out of there. Got to make an attempt to come back in. Right now, Brewer may be a little frustrated. Again, the first contact, really, really important here. Win the first contact, and Brewer posts with his right hand, and it gets taken. Gets it back, though. And there's the drag. There's the 2. So hand fights galore there. The right leg comes in easily here. He goes to work on the left side. Has the bar arm. There's the breakdown, but that's the period. So 4-1 the lead for Konjorski. 28 seconds of riding time. Brewer defers, clearly frustrated. Probably frustrated by the shoulder injury. Frustrated by the first period. Frustrated by his tape coming undone. A lot of frustrations. But plenty of time left in this match. Quickly to his feet is Konjorski, and he's away. So the Texas, and there's a shot from distance, which could be just what Brewer needed. Konjorski uses his length to reach over and pull up that toe. That puts a lot of pressure down and prevents Brewer from building up from underneath there. But, you know, a heck of an idea. Don't wait around and have to wrestle from the other guy's tie. Make something else happen, and you got to appreciate that attempt. And there's the post, and he takes it right to the baseball. And again, pressuring into him, looking to work. Tough for Brewer here because he's got to get back. So he's got to stay busy here, be a moving target. There's the drag on the left side of Brewer, right side for Konjorski. Brewer doing a better job here, keeping his hands ready. There's the inside trip, or the outside trip, really. But Brewer did a good job of winning that first contact there and staying out of there and sort of taking it to him. You got to remember, in wrestling, you're either a hammer or a nail usually. Again, we're back into that Russian tie. Konjorski's just kind of pushing him because he wants Brewer to make a mistake. He's sort of pushing him, and then when Brewer elongates and reaches, and then just as you think all he wants to do is tie up, he hits a beautiful lefty high crotch. The post with his right elbow, he posted. With his left leg and left arm, he shot. He got around for the lift and finish. It's 7-1, only 27 seconds of riding time, so it could still be a factor in this match. But Konjorski will look for the major here and in a tie duel. So it's 12-12, the dual score, with 4 matches left. Into the third period here. He switches from the left side to the right side for the Russian, tries to trip all the way through to the far leg, but he wants to trip the near leg. And Brewer wisely not putting too much pressure on his left foot, because if he puts a lot of weight on his left foot, he's going for a ride. There's the drag. This is probably going to be a fleeing call, but he actually just goes ahead and finishes. Hand on the mat, there's 2. So 9-1. Is he going to let him up, or is he going to go for riding time here? Not really sure. No optional start or anything. Looks for the lift. He just cuts him. So 9-2. So he does need another score here for the major. Lucas, looked big earlier. He wanted to go big for the big lateral. We'll see if he does that. Konjorski gaining ground. Again, pushing. He likes it when Brewer posts. Brewer tries to shoot from distance, and Konjorski able to just get around behind. 11-2 the score. 32 seconds left. Spiral ride. Lucas gets to his feet. There's 2. And that'll be the match, 13-3. You'll actually get, it'll be 14-3. It just ticked to minute 1 of riding time. So 14-3 the score. That'll give Olivet their first lead of the duel.
184-pound weight class.
Impressive performance by Hayden Kinjorski. Hiram Robinson will come out at 184 for Olivet. The freshman from Theodore Roosevelt High School over in Melvindale, Detroit area. Dylan Seaton will come out for the host Alma Scots. He is a freshman from Port Huron, Michigan, Port Huron Northern High School. So 2 freshmen getting after it. It's our first freshman-freshman matchup. Double leg from Mr. Robinson. And a quick takedown. He cuts him. Robinson looking to wrestle from distance. Look for those openings. So a couple bonus point victories. There's the double leg and the lift and the finish. That was deep, too deep to fight off for Seaton. A couple bonus point victories after the intermission. A pin and a major for Olivet. And suddenly it's gone from 12-6 Alma to 16-12 Olivet. Robinson will cut him here before the restart, and it's 4-2. Still 2 minutes left in the first period. Plenty of time to work. Seaton with a nice low single to the right. Robinson gets in on the leg and looking to elevate and scramble, but Seaton still has, he's lost the pressure here. Trying to elevate, trying to get his head up. Does a good job of getting outside, but Robinson with a good job being on that ankle, and now we're probably not going anywhere. Well, no, he actually breaks his hands and gets behind for 2. Six to 2. And he cuts him. So it was a nice shot by Seaton. Looking for that low single to the right or ankle pick. But lost the hips battle and ended up getting his hands broken and gave up the 2. The first 2 takedowns were double legs by Robinson. 6-3 with 45 seconds left in the first period. So still plenty of time to work here. In the battle of freshmen. Shot from distance, Seaton able to sprawl that time. They dig in, action is the call by the ref, and we're back to our feet. Coach Brissett telling Robinson to just stay out of the ties with the lanky guy and work from distance. So far it's worked, but again, there's a low single. Seaton does a better job of elevating or getting through, comes up with the single leg, and that's 2. He's able to chase it down, and he's got his legs tied up with 2 seconds left. So after all that, it's 6-5. A ride out's huge here. There's only 1.9 seconds left, so that'll be it. So the ride out, takedowns at the end of periods are so big, don't give the guy a chance to escape. So after all that work, it's 6-5. Robinson will defer. Seaton will gladly select down. So far, neither guy's been able to build up any riding time of note. Robinson putting more effort in here into a ride, but Seaton gets hand control and builds up and comes. And again, it looks for that low single. So far, Seton has been unable to stop Robinson's shots, so he wisely is just attacking before he has a chance. And Robinson doing a good job with the hips, though, and we're not going to get anything here. So out of bounds is the call, and we're back up with 1:30 left. So 6-6 after the escape. Only 23 seconds of riding time in Robinson's favor. Robinson will have choice in the third, though. We haven't seen him underneath Seton for more than the 5 seconds or so at the end of the first period. So not really sure how they are in that aspect of this match, but right now we're on our feet. 1 minute left in the second period. Again, Seton just shooting low singles before Robinson has a chance because basically hasn't been able to stop Robinson once he shoots. Well, the one time they sprawled, they went out of bounds. But the success rate is pretty high at this point if you're talking percentages. Seton working from the knees again, trying to close down what's going on. Could be vulnerable to a stall call here, as he really is tying up, although he's pretty much the one who's taken the last 3-4 shots, so it's kind of tough on the official. Slide by. There's the double leg from way too far away, though. Seton kind of shoots to avoid going out and giving up a stall. As time ticks down here in the second period, and we're gonna go to the third, tied up 6-6. Robinson's choice. He's going to select bottom. Again, we haven't really seen this aspect of the matchup between these guys. 23 seconds, the only riding time in Robinson's favor, so can we get an extended ride here? Right away, a breakdown on the right side, right away, a wing, and then the wing's out pretty quickly. And there's the breakdown, and there's the wing. And there's the bar arm, and he's running it. Oh, he's below the elbow, though. He's got to be careful. He's got to keep it. Oh, and he runs him over. There's near fall. And and it's close to being a pin. It's 1:35 left. He's got plenty of time. He can hip over. And he loses it. There's 4 near fall, 1 escape. 10 seconds of riding time in Alma's favor now, so really riding time is not going to be a factor in this match. 10-7, Seton with the lead for Alma. I don't remember. There's a shot from distance, and he gives it up. He tried to give it up. There's 1 escape. So now we're 11-9. Oh, and he's broken down flat again here. This is probably... Robinson's been able to break his hands a couple times, get around already in this match. He's looking like he's gonna do it again. But no, we'll get a stalemate instead. So Seton able to cling there. 11-9, 42 seconds left. Seton's gonna take a long walk to the center. Both these guys breathing pretty heavy, but Robinson plenty of gas in the tank as he surges forward. But again, a shot from a little too far away. Seton doing a good job of staying in bounds and tick, tick, tick. Now Robinson just wants a restart. Well, then now they're just staying in there, wasting a lot of time. Olivet's coach is right there to encourage and say, hey, we got to do something here. But Seton should be happy as hell to just hang out right there. And 5 seconds left. And the crowd gets into it, and that's a big win. The come-from-behind victory for Dylan Seton from Alma, 11-9. So we'll head into our last 2 matches. I believe it's 15-16.
For Olivet, a senior from Battle Creek Lakeview, Jacob
Olivet. Jacob Harvey, a senior for Olivet, comes out. He is from Lakeview High School in Battle Creek. Austin Pop comes out for Alma Fighting Scots. He is from Clinton, Michigan. 16-15 the score. The team score, Olivet with the 1-point lead heading into our last two matches. It was close to being a pin in that last match. But they'll take the victory. Come from behind. Robinson stormed out with 3 takedowns. Oh, he's got the Kuhn over-under body lock off the shot. They both have it now. And Harvey actually gave up on it. And Pop throws it! Trying to put him on his back. So we're here at Alma College on the wrestling banner up there of All-Americans. You have Dan Kuhn, which, yes, is Adam Kuhn's father. He was a 2-time All-American in 1982 and 1983. And as a salute to Dan Kuhn's son, Austin Pop goes with the over-under body lock and goes ahead and throws it. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first period. 2-0. There's the breakdown, right side wrist. Harvey works up to his feet. Hand fight. Pop. Lift. Oh, wow. Big lift. He comes out in front with the leg, but doesn't get it. Close to being a slam there. That was a big lift. Didn't exactly control him on the way down. But college wrestling is not called like high school wrestling. They kind of let a lot of that stuff go. Minute 10 left in the second. 46 seconds of riding time built up. 2-1 the match score. Alma will have choice in the third. Again, digging. He's under both. Pop trying to stay in there. And they are going to call him for stalling. Tobias is not going to be happy about that call because Pop made several efforts to not get driven out of bounds. You can't expect a guy just to get tossed to his back because the other guy has a advantageous tie-up. But the stall call there nonetheless. Baseball tie on the right side from Harvey. He goes for an inside trip of sorts and again comes to the body lock. So here's the over-under body lock. The last time it ended up with him tossed as he engaged that tie. Pop just working to sort of block low and get his hips back at this point. And he gets driven out of bounds. An action call will be this one, though. And this will tick down the rest of the second period, so we'll head to the third. 2-1, 46 seconds of riding time in Alma's favor as he'll try to get away. And get away quickly. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the first period. I lost track of time there. I was getting ahead of myself. I apologize. Well, that's fun. Close match anyway, so let's have more of it. So there's a breakdown. Alma deferred. Harvey chose down. Harvey works behind, goes to pull him in, Wow, as he goes to cover, he's unable to get around, and there's just going to be a big glorified no change here. Minute 10 of riding time. And Harvey's away. That makes it 2-2 on the scoreboard. He did build up a minute 13 of riding time here. Minute 20 left in the second period. Both guys just sort of driving collar to collar here, ear to ear. Pop hasn't really shown many offensive attempts on his own here. There's a duck under to a high crotch. Pop trying to kick away. He doesn't collect the far leg, though, and again, he's in on a single leg. Pop's been warned for stalling. Hopping up on one leg. Harvey trying to elevate it, trying to dig. Oh, Pop kicks over the foot. Trying to control the hands. Don't drive him out of bounds. Harvey again, and he kicks all the way away, much to the delight of the crowd. 25 seconds left in the period. Harvey probably frustrated at this point. A couple times he looked like he had a takedown, but just unable to collect both legs at the same time. And we will head to the third period. Interesting to see. Maybe Alma chooses neutral here. Do they select neutral with the riding time point as the advantage, or do they go down? He selects down. So minute 13 riding time. If he gets out in 13 or less seconds, he'll essentially be up 2 rather than just 1. So it's a big start here, a big hand fight off the whistle. And Harvey able to chop that right side down and flatten him out. Again, we got some blood coming from the elbow of Pop, which will probably cause some blood time at some point. But as of right now, we're just wrestling. And he gets away. So that 57 seconds is the riding time differential, so not a factor at this point. It's 3-2, though. Alma does have the lead. I don't know who needs the breather more, though, so which coach points out the blood? And right now, Pop content to just with that left forearm, keeping it pointed towards the floor. Now here's the blood. Pop with that left elbow just facing straight down to the mat, giving Harvey a lot to work through there right before that last exchange. He's got a minute 13. He has given up a stall call. I don't think they're going to tape it up. They just sort of wiped it off. Or actually, was it the, oh, maybe it was the mouth or chin of Harvey that was bleeding and it bled on his elbow. Interesting. I had that all wrong, folks. I had that all wrong. I've had 2 things wrong this match. So again, third period of this match, 3-2. Pop from Alma in the lead. 16-15 Olivet is the team score. Pop has been warned for stalling, though, so he's got to present himself, or this thing will go to sudden victory. But again, that, and Harvey trying to drive in with that over-under. Pop trying to get his hips back. And he's driving in. This kind of makes the ref make a tough decision. And he's going to hit him. Yep, there it is. And we're at a tie match. And of course, the Alma coaches aren't going to like it. The Olivet coaches are going to like it. Tough decision on the official there. It's not a freestyle step out point. But 3-3, riding time, not a factor. 25 seconds left. Now a lefty underhook. Pop punches the underhook. He gets temporarily under both. Still has the lefty underhook. Can he shuck to something here? Maybe a snatch single. No head position, though. Harvey with the head position battle. So this looks like this is going to go to sudden victory. Now we're just in an over-under. No one's going to go for desperation here. So 1 minute will be put on the clock as we go to sudden victory. First score will win. 2 stall warnings against Pop. I don't believe Harvey's been dinged yet. Both guys collecting their breath. Collar to collar tie to start off. 1880s Abraham Lincoln Wrestling. And again, digging in. And he throws him out. Pop circles in. And Pop got the takedown on this in the first period. He just ends up with a head and arm and all the way to his back, and that's 2. Harvey with the lead, with the win, sorry. Jacob Harvey ends up getting the takedown in overtime. 19-15 will make the team score. Coach Tobias is going to give the official some thoughts here on those stall calls. Number 15, Olivet College, up by 4 going into the last match here.
Next up, your 285
So they look to survive.
for Olivet, a sophomore from Ionia, Trevor Piggott.
Trevor Piggott from Ionia will be the guy that Olivet sends out. Alma will send out Jacob Ransom, a freshman from Traverse City, Michigan, Traverse City West High School. Little contrast in body styles here. Piggott's having a pretty solid 2019 so far. He won a tournament and was declared the MIAA Wrestler of the Week. Last week, Ransom got the crowd going with a come-from-behind victory that ended up in a pin to send everyone home happy. The duel was locked up, but still a nice note to end on. Trailing in a match, ended up getting a takedown and a bar arm chicken wing that he ran over for a pin. So Alma will need a major or more here. Can't just win the decision. Trailing by 4 on the team board. As Piggott works 2-on-1 on the right side. Collar to collar tie. Neither guy with any serious attempts below the waist at this point. Piggott looking for a snap to the chin. There's a shot, but Ransom doesn't get his left leg all the way back, and now Piggott is able to work up to his feet, trying to get his hips underneath him. Nice little slide to get his hips underneath him. Gets around for both legs, and there's 2. Nicely done. Knee slides underneath there to get his hips underneath him. Minute 10 left in the first period. So far, a parallel ride. Oh, now looking for a wing or a hammer. He's able to put it on his back. Hammerlock here, not sure what Piggott wants to do with it yet, but right now he's just kind of used it as a ride, and now Ransom able to build up. He needs to slide that right knee forward, get those pressure, get that weight off the hands. But Piggott, it just gets the tight waist. 30 seconds, so still plenty of time left in the match. And they go out of bounds, 13 seconds left. Minute 11 has been accumulated a riding time so far by Piggott. Ransom up to his feet. Piggott drops down to the slow leg. And that's how the period will end. Blood time for Olivet here. So the period ended 2-0, minute 25 of riding time built up. Again, thanks so much for joining us. Tommy Baranowski, appreciate you joining me this fine Thursday evening. Appreciate the fine facilities here at Alma. Pretty cool YouTube stream, multiple camera. Gotta like it. Piggott out pretty quickly. Back to our feet, 3-0 lead. There's a shot by Ransom. Right now, Piggott ends up in a front headlock, looking to turn the corner, looking to score from there. Looking to get to that leg, height his head in, and he does. Well, he didn't height his head, but he's able to keep spinning and stay a step ahead of Ransom. Ransom unable to tie up the arms or anything or build back up to his feet to prevent that. One minute left in the second period. Piggott working on the left side. Right tight waist. Right now he's kind of just hanging out. A little bit of a sit out there from Ransom, but he gets his cross wrist trapped. Needs to slide that right knee forward. Oh my goodness. He hips into him and puts him on his back. Could he get a pin? There's 10 seconds left in the period. A pin would win the duel. But he's unable to really get his chest back and get the pressure. Oh my gosh, that's actually close with the, oh my gosh, that's actually close. But there really wasn't a pin there. That would have been lightning fast. But for near fall, so that essentially ties the match going into the third period, a 6-point reversal. He basically just hipped into him, and Piggott sort of held on for too long. Just didn't bail at the right time. So it's 6-5. Ransom has the lead, but 2 minutes of riding time. It's 2:02 riding time for Piggott. So it's essentially 6-6. I believe it's Alma's choice. So kind of a decision here. That's the only time he's been able to get out. Do you go neutral? Or maybe you hope lightning strikes twice as you go down? Interesting choice. That's why Tobias is a coach and I'm just sitting here on my booty. Ransom will select down. Can he do it again? Maybe he has the better gas tank. I don't. Oh, and actually Pickett's just going to release him. So now it is 7-5, essentially 7-6 with riding time. Alma has the lead. Ransom has the lead. But again, he needs, they trail by 4 on the team score. So a big move would be needed to win the duel here. But at least to win this match, he's actually ahead. He's ahead by 1, ahead by 2, but essentially 1 with riding time. Kind of one of these rare situations where the guy with riding time is trailing. Ransom's got to circle in from there. But Pickett's got to do, you know, he's got to be careful he doesn't pull a Deuce Rachel and get too desperate and then actually give up a pin and lose the duel. Not just lose the match, but lose the duel. There's a shot. He gets up to his feet quickly, gets his hips underneath him. And he cuts across for the 2. 7-7, riding time locked up at this point. So it's essentially 8-7, so now Ransom is the one on his horse to get away and tie this match up. So Ransom from Alma essentially trailing by 1. 7-7 with riding time locked up in Olivet's favor. Important restart here. Important restart. Don't get a cross wrist trapped. He looks to hip in. He's trying to catch that bottom foot again. Piggott floating out there. Ransom trying to, you know, maybe hope for a locked hands call there. He needs to slide that left knee forward. Get that weight off that hand. Piggott drops down and he catches that far wrist, and that's gonna take some time because he can hang out there with the pretend head lever basically. Oh, he gets it back. Well, time to go for broke. 10 seconds left. He's just gonna reach back for a head and arm maybe. Hips it again, and he's got it. 4. Can he get the 4? There's the. Oh, he doesn't hear the buzzer. He doesn't hear the buzzer. The time was out for about 5 seconds. He didn't hear the buzzer. So Ransom's going to get 4 near fall. He's going to win the match 13-8. But Olivet's going to win the duel 19-18. So it's 13-8. It's going to be a regular decision of, so it'll be 19-18. Olivet will escape with this duel win, but Ransom gets a nice win. Great win for Ransom. Wild finish there, but the pin was probably 3 to 4 seconds after the buzzer. The crowd erupted here, and you know, it got pretty darn loud. So couldn't hear the buzzer, but a great fight. A couple great come-from-behind matches. And you certainly got to appreciate a fun night of wrestling here in Central Michigan. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for Alma for having us. Appreciate it again. Once again, 19-18, your final score in this MIAA battle. Olivet with the dual win. But a nice 5-5 split, competitive duel. Both teams looking strong as we head into the home stretch here. So thanks for joining me. I was Tommy Baranowski, and we'll see you next time.